The mconfig delays is where the programmable and parameterized delays are kept. The initial delay is in this case set for 1200. That means 1.2 seconds. That's the value in milliseconds, and that's the time the machine is thinks it takes for the spindle to spin up to speed on the TIG mill. The down delay is set for 20, and that's 20 milliseconds. That means it's going to dwell at the bottom of a cut for 20 milliseconds before it moves. And the up delay is set at 20, and that's how long it's going to take at the end of a cut to dwell. That lets everything settle down, and then it pulls the spindle up. The ramp period increment is set at 0.01. That's 100 times a second it's going to ramp. Change the acceleration or deceleration. And the direction delay is for large machines, and that's in milliseconds, and that should happen whenever an angle with a sine of 0.707 occurs, and since the direction delay is 0, it makes no difference. The motion blend check should be on, and the blend frequencies should be on. These are vestiges from motion control experiments, but as it is, they should be on. The reject angle is set at 12.7, and sometimes that should be less for running some high-speed G-code contours, and 10 is sometimes better. The accumulate small check is there for when you have G-code files that have incredibly small increments of movement. Sometimes the scaling command will cause the movement definitions to be less than 1/1000th of an inch. And the auto sizes will accumulate these very small increments of movement. And in this situation, we have the minimum move distance set at 10 millionths of an inch, or less than 1 step. So some of these are vestiges of design and motion control ideas. The auto start distance is set for 1. And what that means is that's how much movement distance will be downloaded into the cam pod or the truss servo controller before the motors are engaged to move. This way the motors won't keep up, will always be ahead of the download of the toolpath records. Then we have by the way, this little button here sets it, runs a little algorithm and sets the optimum auto start distance. Then we have the auto relay B, and if it's off, the relay B will stay off and remain off. If the check mark is set for plunge cut, it will turn on the B relay whenever it's plunging into the material. If it's set for cut, it will turn on relay B whenever it's moving through doing a cutting pattern. And if it's set at cut slew, it will only turn on relay B when the machine is at slew speed. And the freeze THC check mark is so that when it's ramping up or ramping down, the torch height control that would be attached to it will not make any movement. It will freeze its movement. This is so it won't hunt its way into a valley on a corner. And that's the delays dialog window.